People have said they want to see you knit more.
That is true.
So I'm showing you knit.
Yeah.
I'm
They also asked what I was knitting.
What are you knitting?
I am knitting a panel for an Afghan for a friend's wedding. And so it's hard to see right now, but they're like tree branches or vines.
Oh yes, I see them. Very nice.
Once I block it. Got a long way to go for the Afghan. But.
Oh. Remember the pillow? The subscribe pillow? So, okay, let me set the scene. A couple days ago, I published a filler video that said, hey look, we got this pillow. No idea who it's from. That's kind of concerning. It seems like it's a security problem that somebody has their address and sent us a pillow.
People were really worried that you weren't joking too. We had a lot of people comment and I said, don't worry, he's joking.
Yeah, I was in a really weird mood that day, as I'm sure you've, I don't know.
Easily recognized.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so I got a call this morning from my parents, my mom and dad. They watched that video and my mom's like, yeah, I don't appreciate being called a security risk. It's like, it was her. Apparently, since we say, hey, if you're not subscribed, or even if you are subscribed, subscribe again at the end of every one of our videos. We always say something about subscribing to the channel. So they thought it would be funny to send us this subscribe pillow and just not tell us about it. So it was my parents who sent us that. That makes sense. They happen to have our address, as you might expect. And this was originally just a joke. But hey, joke's on you, Mom, because we actually like this pillow and we're totally keeping it right on top of the couch. Right there.
And
that's where it's gonna live.
That way you can take a video of that right there and say, if you think Patty's cute, subscribe.
Oh geez. We're laying it on pretty thick. If you think Patty is cute, subscribe. Oh, and by the way, if you're looking for a little healthy snack that's super freaking cheap, check out the seaweed.
It's a prime snack. Our friends Alex and Stacy showed it to us. They're only 25 calories per pack, and they're super cheap because they're prime, so you get a whole bunch of them. So I know like Annie's or somebody does them, but they're expensive. These are like 20 cents or 12 cents a pack or something like that.
But look, they're just little like, they're like paper thin.
And these taste like Maui onion, and they're really good.
So delicious. You wouldn't think that those would taste good because look at them, but they actually do. Let's watch. Let's watch. So what do we do on those rare rainy days in Tucson around, say, I don't know, 5 p.m., which is happy hour? We have happy hour inside instead of out.
It's not quite the same.
Woe is us.
It's much warmer and drier in here.
Yes. So we're having it inside instead of out. That's fine. But later, we're going to show you making, what are we making? Stuffed peppers for dinner? Many of you have asked how we cook in the Airstream and you want to see the process and how we do it in such a small kitchen. Completely understandable. So we're going to show you that today. All right, henceforth in this video, we're going to show you cooking. So if you have no interest in cooking, stop the video now. We will not be offended. But if you do, and we'll see you next time. Subscribe, comment, all that. If you do want to see us cook, stay with us and you'll see how we do it.
Yeah. Since we're using the oven, we need to empty out the storage in the oven. Since we store stuff in there.
Okay. Yes, that is how we start the oven each and every time. It's not broken. We actually have to light a match and stick it in the propane as it comes up and it'll light the oven. Sometimes we get it on the first try. Actually, usually we do, but since the camera was on, obviously that didn't happen. But I love playing with fire. So lighting matches and getting the oven started every time is actually something I enjoy doing, so it doesn't really bother me at all.
Like many of our meals that we make that are especially Mexican meals, it ends up being a lot of whatever can get thrown into the filling gets thrown in. in general. So I've already made a cup of dried quinoa with 1 3/4 cups water, and I just brought it to a boil, reduced it to a simmer until it was done and dry, and let it cool. So that's the base of our filling. I would normally add an entire can of refried beans, but since we have some leftover refried beans mixed with some pinto beans, I'm gonna add that instead. We also have some leftover black beans and cilantro and Brussels sprouts from another Mexican meal that I'm gonna add in. Some cilantro, green onions, some salsa, some lime juice, and some pickled jalapenos. Really, you want the refried beans or something like it to make it kind of everything mesh together, and a little bit of liquid like the lime juice, but you don't want it too liquidy because it's going to be the filling inside of the peppers and the zucchini. Because I don't really like green bell peppers or any bell peppers, so I make stuffed bell peppers for Steve, and I make stuffed zucchini for me.
I know our viewers are going to ask,
what am I wearing?
About your Christmas pants.
They're not mine. I currently don't have any sweatpants clean, and so Steve let me borrow his Christmas pants. It's a very mishmash outfit, but it's warm.
Yes.
So. You will notice I am mixing the filling in the pot I made the quinoa in. It's because we live in an Airstream. While we have water abundant right now at a campground, we don't always, and so least number of dishes possible. So I might as well mix them in the pot that's already dirty. I'm also not telling you how much of stuff to put in because it's personally completely to taste. Most people would not put this much cilantro in there. The main thing with the filling is that it not be too liquidy. You want it to be pretty solid and hold together well, which the refried beans does a lot to help with that. And we end up topping the whole thing with enchilada sauce. For us, we use green since I can't do a lot of tomato with my head, but really it is enchilada sauce, salsa, however you like to top your. See how that's holding, that refried beans are just sticking it all together. You could use rice instead of quinoa, but quinoa has more protein than rice. So if we're gonna do a carb in our house, we're gonna do one that has some extra benefit to it. So that's why we use quinoa. Plus it makes it easier to stuff it in there. You may remember the Friday favorite. We use this stuff in everything, not just Mexican food, but all-purpose seasoning. Taste and go kind of girl.
A pinch of this, a dash of that.
That was garlic powder and adobo, by the way. Okay, so I have the stuffing to my liking. Now I'm gonna deal with the prepping the peppers and the zucchini to stuff them. I bought peppers that stand up really well. If you didn't, you should cut off a little bit of the bottom so that they stand up, because that makes it a lot easier. And then I just do an easy square at the top. I don't try to make this pretty or anything. Take out the middle, scrape out any seeds that are in there, and then I stuff them. So that's really easy. The zucchini takes a little bit more work. Let me show you how I do a zucchini. For anyone who doesn't like bell peppers, I take off the two sides. I cut it as close to down the center as I can. Now they can be kind of roly-poly. So again, I will just kind of like scrape off a little bit of the bottom to try to help it stay as little as possible because I don't want to take too much off. That was better. And then I'll just take a spoon. You don't want all, you need something to stuff, so I just take a spoon and pretty much scrape out all the seeds and the innards of the zucchini. Patty's very excited because we're cooking. That's the squeaking you hear in the background, by the way. So we have 2 bell peppers hollowed out. We have 2 zucchinis, so 4 zucchini boats hollowed out. And now we stuff. So everything in this filling doesn't need to be cooked. Nothing's raw. So really it's just cooking, warming everything on the inside and cooking the peppers and the zucchini is the only thing we need to do. So these are well stuffed. We still have about that much, probably enough to do like one more zucchini or one more pepper if we really wanted to, but I'll just leave that as leftover. Stick these in the oven and get going. If you notice, I put tin foil on this pan. That way we don't have to hopefully clean it. Again, save water for boondocking. So far, I have used one cutting board, one spoon, a knife, the pot that we cooked the quinoa in, and a utensil, and the thing we squeeze the lime juice with. So in general, not that many dishes, especially since this pan won't have to get washed. So a little bit of dishes for boondocking meal, but it's not so bad. In they go. It's been about 25 minutes. Probably could go another 5, so maybe you want to do 30, but we're hungry. If they were cheese, you would see melted cheese, but you can tell it's crisped on the top. I like mine on a plate. Steve likes his in a bowl. Normally, if we were boondocking, we'd just open the can of enchilada sauce and pour it on top, and it would heat up with the food that came out of the oven. Since we have electricity, I poured some enchilada sauce into Steve's bowl, so it'd be hot. I'm just gonna serve mine up first. So those are my stuffed zucchini. And let's give Steve one of his stuffed bell peppers. Look good, handsome?
Looks delicious.
Well, that is dinner. So if you guys do stuffed bell peppers, let us know what you put in yours, because maybe we'll try that next time. Like we said, we tend to do a lot of leftovers in ours because we like to use up food. But that's it for this week's vlog, and yeah, we're gonna go eat. So have a good night. Bye, guys.
You know, Patty's hungry.
Patty's hungry.